What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a very special video for you guys. We are starting the playoffs of Season 1 of the Bush League. We got a couple of games for you. We got the Panthers squaring off in their wild card matchup to start off the video. But first, we're going to look at the standings. The number 1 overall pick has been secured by the Pittsburgh Steelers, who go 3-13, and there has been rumors around who they will draft number 1 overall, but we will get into those later. The Jets and the Raiders also secure top 5 draft picks in the upcoming draft, followed closely by Redskins and the Titans, who are also owned by the Steelers. Now heading over to the stats and the league leaders for Season 1 of the Bush League. Matt Ryan is your leading passer, followed closely by Baker Mayfield and Phillip Rivers. Heading over to the rushing side of things, we got Ezekiel Elliott as your leading rusher, putting up almost 2,300 yards, your new all-time rushing season leader, averaging 8.4 yards a carry. He also got into the end zone 11 times. He fumbled 8 times as well, so it wasn't the most efficient year, but Melvin Gordon right behind him, and then Christian McCaffrey, 3rd in the NFL, followed by Kareem Hunt, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs up there as well. He got into the end zone 19 times for almost 1,300 yards. On the receiving side of things, Mecole Hardman is your leading receiver in the NFL. He had 1,400 yards, averaging 16 yards a catch. He had 16 touchdowns as well, so he was getting it done in Pittsburgh. Adam Humphries was your leading receptions with 96, but Odell Mike Evans was the second user wide receiver, followed closely by Thielen and George Kittle, getting up there for a tight end. A great year for George Kittle. Stephon Diggs, Juju Smith-Schuster, Willie Snead, T.Y. Hilton. But heading over to the defense, it was a record-breaking year on the defensive side of the ball. Jayon Brown was your leading tackler. Joey Bosa putting up 22.5 sacks, followed by DeMarcus Lawrence with 21.5. But Eric Kendricks put up 26 interceptions, followed by Luke Kuechly with 19 interceptions. An unbelievable year for those guys, just running around the middle of the field, absolutely fooling the CPU defenses. But let's get into what everyone has been waiting for. It's Rams, it's Panthers. Wild card action coming up next. So far we got LA up 16-7. But Carolina jumping the route, Eddie Jackson taking it all the way to the house, and he would score that would bring them within 2. But unfortunately, Carolina would go down 29-14. They wouldn't score a point after that pick 6 right there, and it was just a tough day for the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton making his return off of IR, only throws 1 interception coupled with 2 picks. Todd Gurley almost had 100 yards. Cam Newton 31 yards on the ground. McCaffrey only 4 touches for 18 yards. Saquon only 3 touches. This team was rushing the ball well all year, and then they get to the playoffs and they completely abandon their identity. Just nothing doing for them on the ground. But Cam Newton, he tried to do his best, just couldn't bring the team to where they needed to be. Gerald Everett going off, 7 catches, 91 yards. But the next few games, Houston takes down Indianapolis, Green Bay takes down Seattle, and Cincinnati loses to Buffalo 31-10. So that makes the NFC set for Green Bay and Dallas, and LA will now take on Minnesota. So let's head out to Minnesota and see how things are going to go. It's Minnesota. Cody Kessler, the QB in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins goes down with broken ribs. Kessler steps in, throws a touchdown, putting the Vikings up 10-7. They would go on to win 30-7. That's 30 unanswered points for the Minnesota Vikings. Absolutely balling. Cody Kessler putting the team on his back. 89 yards. So many. But 2 touchdowns through the air. Not bad. He also threw an interception. 62 passer rating. Minnesota got it done on the ground with Dalvin Cook, their workhorse, putting in 119. Gerald Everett balling out once again. Thielen getting into the end zone twice. Minnesota moving on. Dallas and Green Bay. This is the next matchup on the docket. Dallas finishing the season with only 1 loss. They are the favorites heading into these playoffs. Dak Prescott. Dallas starting the game off. Zeke getting the ball. Opening play of the game. Taking it all the way to the house. That is a touchdown for Ezekiel Elliott. Just going off as he was all regular season. Dallas goes on to win a very tight ball game, 31-28. Aaron Rodgers put up 4 touchdowns on this Dallas defense. He absolutely had a day, but Dak Prescott came back 2 touchdowns of his own, only 105 yards through the air because Zeke Elliott, 194 and 2 touchdowns on 20 carries. When you got that guy in your backfield, Dak doesn't have to do nothing. Dak also had 23 yards on the ground as well. It sets up our NFC Championship game, Vikings-Cowboys. We saw this earlier in the regular season, but let's see who can come out on top in next episode coming out in 2 days. Stay tuned for that. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content, guys. I hope you all enjoy a great rest of your day.